What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another Arsenal video. Now today, the Arsenal players have agreed to take a 12.5% wage cut. The only problem is 3 players have refused to go along with this, and one of them, and the one that's being reported, is Mesut Ozil. Now, Mesut Ozil is Arsenal's highest paid player in the history of the club. He earns £350,000 a week, some will say undeservedly so. And I haven't always been his biggest fan. I do feel, he can do more and produce more, although I just think he's come to a time where he's past his best. Mesut Ozil has refused a 12.5% wage cut, and this has led to a lot of controversy. Piers Morgan did a video this morning calling Mesut Ozil a disgrace for not helping the club out at a time of difficulty. But the majority of the fans seem to be defending him, saying, it shouldn't be down to the players to take wage cuts, and, Stan Kroenke should put his hand in his pocket. Now, it has been reported that Kroenke is going to make a major investment, whatever that means. They haven't reported figures. So he is helping, but, is this down to the players? Is Mesut Ozil in the wrong? My initial thoughts was, Ozil, apparently it's £42,000 a week that he would be losing from his wage now. Out of 350,000, it doesn't sound like a lot, but he might be thinking, I give a lot of money to charity already. It's been reported that after the World Cup in Brazil, Mesut Ozil paid for people over there to have operations. He gives a lot of money to charities. He's done a lot of charity work. So in that sense, we applaud him. Is he not doing the wage cut because he doesn't feel that Arsenal are going to put the money to good use? Does he feel that the owners should be making up for that shortfall? Now, one thing I will say, because we need to be clear about this, Mesut Ozil apparently is very happy to take a deferral in wages of even more than 12.5%. So a deferral is basically where you give up a portion of your wage for now, and the club would pay him that money back at a later date when the finances become more even. So he's basically saying, I will give it up now, but I want it back later on. Whereas the other players, apart from the 3, are actually taking a 12.5% pay cut. Now, if they are to leave the club in the summer, apparently you get that money back. And if they qualify for the Champions League this season, they will get that money back as well. So it's an interesting one, My initial reaction was, Ozil, is he in the wrong? Maybe he should be taking the cut. But then when you think about it, I'm not sure. There's a lot of facts that aren't clear yet. We need to know, why is he refusing the cut. I don't think he's the type of person to just say, I'm not willing to help. He seems as if, he gives a lot of money to charities. He wants to help people in that sense. So I don't want to annihilate him. I'm not Ozil's biggest fan as a player. I do think, he's underachieved in the last few years for the amount of talent that he's got. But in terms of this, I don't really want to just hammer him. I think we need to know all the facts. Also, who are the other 2 players? How come the club or players have leaked this story to the press? It seems to me as if Arsenal have probably leaked this story in order to make Mesut Ozil look like the bad guy, because he hasn't accepted the wage cut, which says a lot about Arsenal Football Club in that sense, that, they're not keeping it in-house. So I'm disappointed in that sense. Let me know what you think. I mean, do you think Mesut Ozil's in the wrong? The time are in, taking a financial hit. Staff members have taken wage cuts. So should Mesut Ozil have accepted it? He's on 350 grand a week. 42 grand a week out of his wage is not going to be the end of the world for him. Or is he in the right to stand his ground? It should be possibly down to the board and the owners to cover the shortfall. Arsenal are one of the richest clubs in the world. The fans pay the highest season ticket prices in the world. Stan Kroenke never spends money out of his own pocket. Should it be down to him to cover this? Should he have to put 10, 20 million into the club to plug the gap? Let me know what you think. It's an interesting one. I'm kind of in between at the moment. I think we need to find out all the facts, and it'll be interesting who the other 2 players are. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with the live streams this week as well. Everyone stay safe, and I'll be back later on. Bless.